There are members from the Foreign Office. There are people who go with them, and they're taken care of. But our members are left with under the SUPCAM, and SUPCAM have now become irresponsible and not taking care of the members of the religious, the Muslims. Mr. Speaker, we will urge that an intervention of the respective government institutions that where these social society things come under, to at least see to these problems that have been solved. And I will request maybe our foreign office, the foreign office in our embassies in Saudi, to also intervene. As it is, things are bad now for the Muslims, and actually they were undergoing a lot of difficulties when the time of Hajj. And the Hajj now is almost going to be next 4 or 5 months, and before that, I think we need to solve at least these problems. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of the Jamhuri Bag, it's actually very unfortunate. Jamhuri Bag is actually our national heritage. This is why we have our international shows, trade fairs, and many other things, activities, and it has been there since immemorial, even before independence. But today, unfortunately, this country, people have developed a lot of high affinities for land grabbing. Most of our land is going to individuals, and I don't know where we're going to and where this country is heading to, because where will the country produce food? The ADC is gone almost. Railways is also going. All research stations are now being grabbed part of it, and therefore it is a high time, and this House must go the extra mile to save this country's land, so at least we keep some land for our own food production, for our own heritages, so that at least we can be able to know where our land is, where the country public land is, and I think the committee should move fast to be able to control this kind of land grabbing. And I think actually most of these people who are grabbing this land are not even proper Kenyans. They just come on, they're investors here. Wherever they come from, I don't know. So we are not ready to give out our land and our heritage. For those few remarks, I beg to support.
Senator S.C. Nyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to support the statement that was read on Senator Methu's behalf on community health promoters. Mr. Speaker, the community health promoters are a very integral cohort in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda on the side of healthcare. But it's very unfortunate what we are witnessing from county governments, not just Nyandarua, but so many of the other county governments. Community health promoters are either lamenting from delayed payments or non-payment of stipends at all, Mr. Speaker, and they have so many other challenges. Imagine the community health promoters ordinarily should be covering 100 households, but on daily basis, sometimes they cover more than those 100 households, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, not just stipends. This committee should also go and find out why community health promoters are not even able to get data to aid them in synchronization of data that is in the electronic community health information system, because on a daily basis they have to do this. So with no, as little as no data, they are not able to do the same, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, community health promoters previously benefited from NHIF that they were paid for. Currently, they do not have coverage benefit. That is one of the things we need to look at, if at all they are crucial as we actually look at them, Mr. Speaker. And finally, now that all of us agree that community health promoters are very integral in the healthcare system in this country, why then don't we incorporate them in the rest of the other professionals in the healthcare system, in linking the bottommost part of this country with the main system in the healthcare sector, so that they can be able to serve citizens efficiently and also feeling that their services are appreciated, Mr. Speaker. I thank you.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion. Welfare of interns. Order number 8, motion. Welfare of interns working under Public Service Commission, PAC. Question to be put.
Clerk, do we have the requisite quorum? Now, for the convenience of the House, allow me to rearrange the order paper pursuant to Standing Order 45-2. We will now move to order number 18. Clerk, you may proceed to call that order number 18.
Order number 18, motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 11th of October 2023, you reported a petition in this Senate by the residents of Changara in Teso North, Sub-County, Busia County, regarding Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in that county. Mr. Speaker, sir, the petitioners sought three main prayers in the petition. Number one, that the committee investigates the procurement process and determines how Berodi Company was awarded the contract for the project. Number two, that the committee examines and addresses any misappropriation or misuse of funds allocated to the project and hold accountable all individuals and officials found culpable of compromising the project and its objectives. Number three, the committee facilitates the timely completion of the project to deliver its intended benefits to the community. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee visited Busia County in April this year, and it also had consultations and hearings both here in Nairobi and in Busia. We also had an opportunity to invite the governor of Busia, His Excellency Mr. Otuoma, and also the EACC. And our recommendations, Mr. Speaker, sir, are that one, the committee, the EACC, because at the time of the investigations, the EACC had already commenced investigations to the project, and they were at an advanced stage in conclusion of their investigations. So we recommend, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the EACC expedites its investigations and concludes the same within 3 months of the tabling of this report. Number two, we are also recommending that the EACC, upon completion of its investigation, any financial resources that were misappropriated and attendant interest should be recovered and plowed back into the completion of the project. Mr. Speaker, sir, most of the times when the EACC recovers these funds, they are normally paid to the exchequer. However, it is time that the EACC now refunds these funds to the requisite county or government department so that the projects that are intended to be done are completed by those funds. Number three, that the county government, which had already also taken steps to complete the project, do ensure that security and all that safeguards of the water pan assets and equipment to avoid further vandalism. Mr. Speaker, sir, when we visited the site, we found out that there was no boundary wall, there was no guard office, which are projects that had been paid for by the funds. Number 4, that the county government institutes immediate plans to complete and operationalize the water pan project, and therefore properly hand over the project to the community within the financial year 2025-2026 and ensure its sustainable use and maintenance. Number 5, the county government should seek legal redress on the observed breach in contract during construction of the water pan, and the future public projects should follow the strict adherence to the procurement laws and procedures and ensure public participation is conducted adequately as per the provisions of the Constitution and the relevant statutes. And number 6, the county government provide a status update within 3 months of the adoption of this report by the House. Mr. Speaker, sir, the gist of the report is that we found that there were a lot of irregularities in the award of the tender. There are also inflation of the cost of the project, and of more concern to us was the fact that the project was not completed. There's nothing on the ground, Mr. Speaker, sir, to show that such a project was conducted in that area of Changara. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I move that this report be adopted, and I invite my brother, Senator Murango, who is also a member of our committee, to second this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Asante sana, Mr. Speaker. Ningetaka kuunga mkono ripoti iliyoletwa katika bunge la Seneti na mwenyekiti wa kamati husika. Mr. Speaker, ni kweli kwamba tulienda mpaka pale Changara ambapo si karibu na tukaweza kutathmini yaliyotendeka. Na Mr. Speaker, ni kweli kwamba ile kazi ambayo ilikuwa ilichukua takriban milioni 24 haikuwa imefanyika vilivyo, na chambilecho Waswahili kwamba ukiona manyoya ujue imeliwa. Kwa hivyo kamati iliweza kutathmini ya kwamba zile fedha ambazo zilitumika pale ni kama zilikuwa zimepotea. Mr. Speaker, ningetaka tu kuuliza mwenyekiti kama wakati ripoti inawekwa picha ziwe zinaonekana, kwa sababu pale niko lakini inaonekana kama gunia la makaa katika picha ambazo zimewekwa katika ile ripoti. Jambo lingine ni kwamba tuliambiwa kwamba mradi uliotekelezwa ulikuwa na faida kwa wakazi, lakini hata zile mifereji ya maji ambayo ilikuwa inatoa maji kutoka kwa ile bwawa la Changara ili uweze kunufaisha wakazi ambao walikuwa wanaishi chini ya bwawa, hakukuwa hata moja, na tukaelezewa kwamba zile mifereji zilikuwa zimeimbiwa. Jambo la pili ni kwamba pale tu kupakana na ile bwawa ambayo ilikuwa imechimbwa pale, hapo juu hatua moja kulikuwa na bwawa lingine ambalo lilikuwa limejengwa na Waroezi miaka 1900 na kitu 14 hivi. Lile bwawa lilikuwa liko katika hali nzuri kuliko lile mpya ambao lilikuwa limetumia takriban milioni 24 ambalo lilikuwa linafaa kunufaisha wale wakazi. Tulipata ya kwamba pia hatukukaribishwa kwa njia iliyofaa, kwa sababu nadhani unajua mtu akiwa na makosa huwa anakimbia hata kabla hakuna mtu anamfukuza. Lakini baadaye tulikambiwa kwamba hata kuna ofisi na kulikuwa na hata vyoo ambavyo vilikuwa vimejengwa katika eneo ile. Tulipofika pale hatukupata. Huwa yenye ilikuwa imewekwa sio ile ambayo ilikuwa imepeandwa katika kandarasi ya kujenga. Tukatathmini hata mwenye alikuwa anapewa wakati mwingine alikuwa pia ni mwakilishi wadi katika eneo lile wakati mwingine, ambao ilionyesha wazi ya kwamba kulikuwa na utumizi mbaya wa mamlaka. Mr. Speaker, ya mwisho tulipata kwamba ile mbwawa bado ilikuwa inavunja maji kutoka chini. Kusema ya kwamba, na wakati huo kulikuwa ni wakati wa kiangazi, kusema ya kwamba kukinyesha sijui kutaendelea namna gani. Na tunapojua kwamba kulikuwa na janga la mbwawa ambao ilikuwa imevunja kingo zake katika eneo la Nakuru, tuliona pia ni hatari ya wale wakazi ambao walikuwa wanafaa kunufaika hapo awali na ule mlandi. Kwa hivyo tuliweza kukaa chini pia na wale wa taasisi husika kama EACC, tukaongea na wakasema anachukua hatua. Mr. Speaker, changamoto ambayo inakuwekwa wakati watu wanafuatwa kwa sababu ya kuvunja pesa ya umma ni kwamba ile pesa inapopatikana haitarudishiwa moja kwa moja wakazi wa Busia. Itakuja iwekwe katika hazina kuu, na hiyo pesa ni kusema wale wananchi watakuwa wamepoteza ile fedha ambayo ilikuwa inafaa kuwanufaisha. Kwa hivyo na tukasema pia ni vizuri kuwe na taratibu wakati uchunguzi unafanywa na fedha inapatikana, iweze kurudishiwa ile gatuzi husika, ili fedha iweze kunufaisha wale watu ambao watakuanga wametarajiwa kunufaika na ile fedha ambayo imetolewa. Ya mwisho kabisa ni kwamba kazi iliyofanywa ni kazi duni. Sisi pia ni wakulima. Ile mbwawa ni kama yenye tunatengeneza sisi na kama milioni 2. Lakini ile ilisemekana imetumia milioni 24. Kwa hivyo Mr. Speaker, kwa mengi na machache nitasema ya kwamba tulipata kulikuwa na kasoro ambayo inafaa kurekebishwa, na pia wakifanya uchunguzi wale waweze kuchukuliwa hatua ili iwe ni kielelezo kwa wengine ambao wanaweza kuwa na tabia kama hizo. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I will now propose the question, which is that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kanguru Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October 2025. The Honorable Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, as I support this motion, the chairperson of this committee should apologize to me because he had assured me I would second on a lighter touch and gave me a lot of material to digest. But may it be, the Speaker, I want to say, this is a straightforward matter. This Changara water pan, which was World Bank funded, is a matter that EACC and necessary agencies should have undertaken, Mr. Speaker. Because in any case, the money that World Bank, and I want to say this, Mr. Speaker, because many people think that the money we get from World Bank is sadaka. Sorry for using that term, or a tithe. The money we get from World Bank is a loan. Even if it is a grant, it is a loan, Mr. Speaker, and it is under Conditional Allocation Act that guides the usage of World Bank funding. So, Mr. Speaker, it should be noted that the money given to us is not a tithe, is not a sadaka, Mr. Speaker. It is a money that be used in a proper way, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, this Changara water pond, and Mr. Speaker, I remember when we had a problem in Nandi County through the Kenya Urban Support Program, the support programs that were rolled out. I don't know whether you are still the governor when that support program and upgrading was done across counties. Mr. Speaker, the Nandi County Assembly went ahead and investigated the world-funded program because the money we received vis-a-vis the project, vis-a-vis the BQ, were totally a world apart, Mr. Speaker. It was as different between hell and heaven, Mr. Speaker. And when we raised questions, the World Bank country directors and World Bank officials, Mr. Speaker, did not even mind looking into the issue that we raised at Kapsabet town, where there was an improvement of footpaths. Mr. Speaker, the footpaths that were done, and I'm told that this World Bank, and I think the chair of Lions should listen to this, or even the EACC, most of the contractors that work with the World Bank are only one. And when they did the footpaths around Kapsabet town, Mr. Speaker, that footpath was not even enough for 2 dogs to pass each other. And you know, Kapsabet, Mr. Speaker, we are blessed with rains. That footpath has been washed away, all the way from Namgoi to Kamobo. Mr. Speaker, as you exit towards the Nandi forest, you know, Mr. Speaker, we are lucky we have 3 forests. We are the only county with 3 forests, Nandi North, Nandi South, Mr. Speaker, and of course, Kimondi Forest. Those footpaths that were supposed to be done, Mr. Speaker, did not meet the threshold. I, as the area senator, I wrote several 1,001 letters. I was not writing the letters that were written by Paul in the Bible, Mr. Speaker. No, the letters that were written to Corinthians or Galatians. I was writing letters to World Bank to demand accountability. That how many money a day dispersed to Nandi County. Mr. Speaker, I want to request, based on this motion, that is there a way through the Lands Committee or the yours truly either Finance and Budget Committee or County Public Accounts, to demand audit of this World Bank project across the country, especially on the issue of Kenya Urban Support Program, the issue of water projects across the country. Let us get the catalog of the audit of those projects, Mr. Speaker, for accountability and transparency, so that this Changara water project that was supposed to be funded, Mr. Speaker, one, we have lost what we call value for money, Mr. Speaker. The people who are supposed to use this water have not used, Mr. Speaker, which means we did not get value for money. So I want to appeal to EACC, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, because I don't want to belabor this, these are statements, to move suamoto and ensure they prosecute these individuals who perpetuated these crimes in, Mr. Speaker. And I'm happy that the Committee of Lands led by Senator Faki, who I have tremendous respect, and he was once my member of JLAC then, when I was still powerful in this house, and I remember we went to him to Mombasa and he hosted us very well, that within 90 days, there should be a track record on the implementation process on the EACC. And I want to challenge the EACC, Mr. Speaker, this issue of arresting Kenyans for bribery of 10,000 shillings, 20,000. When they appear to us, they brought us, they have arrested people over 20,000 bribe. While the billionaires, the dollar billionaires who have plundered public resources, including Changara Wantapan, are enjoying their loot across Malaba border, where we were in Senate Machinani, Mr. Speaker. Others are buying, I'm forgetting the kind of the shoe that I was told, it's a Farcamano, something like that. They are wearing designer, Mr. Speaker. And of course, I told you, Mr. Speaker, my suits are get it from Kikomba. So, Mr. Speaker, that is the essence that we need EACC. And this issue of lifestyle audit, the project manager of this, the people who approve, the county government, they must be arrested, Mr. Speaker. And I want to challenge EACC. The reason, Mr. Speaker, and we are with you, and you spoke very well and eloquently in Homa Bay during the Evolution Conference, that counties have received 4 trillion Kenya shillings for the last 15 years in devolution. But there is nothing to show for it. It is because of such projects where a project has been initiated very well, concepted very well, but the people do not get value. And you know the reason, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, many people, the centralists, want to kill devolution is because of it's because of corruption. Every senator will tell you, including Murango, Senator Murango, I don't know whether it's Kakeke or Tukeke, because I was told, Mr. Speaker, somebody said elected leaders from Mount Kenya region are not as learned as people like Faki, Mr. Speaker. It is every weekend, if senators who are here, their speech is about accountability, public laws. You had Senator Wakoli, I've seen him on a number of occasions, and everybody questioned their governor on the public laws of funds. But nothing is being done about it. We are calling the EACC to do their job. Mr. Speaker, I remember in Nandi, for example, that a scandal of payroll where the senior person in the county executive, the CEO, had employed the mother and the brother and people who are not in the payroll. We are using more than 3 billion Kenya shillings. The EACC, Mr. Speaker, nowadays, if you see how they come like Jesus Christ. As Christians, we are told Jesus will come. We don't know when. But that is how EACC appear. Rat matters, they take computers, for Nandi, they have taken 1 year. They have not even arrested a rat. Mr. Speaker, this is embarrassing. And I'm worried about this report, Mr. Speaker, that we might adopt, and then we don't see the results. Yet the people who looted this water pan of Changara in Busia County will never be held to accountable, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I celebrate and congratulate Senator Faki. I know this committee is the issue of land is very emotive, Mr. Speaker. My law lecturer, Professor Tomo Jenda, used to sell us a book by force called The Principles of Conveyancing. One thing I like about, as he begins his book, he says, in the first, when you open the preface, Mr. Speaker, he says, land is an emotive issue, and he puts it a full stop. I put a full stop, the principles of conveyancing. And we used to buy his book and to tell us about the issue of land. And I want to invite Senator Faki to read that book, and even Senator Manso. Your colleague, Professor Toma Jena, wrote a book called Principles of Conveyance. I know the Committee of Lands, Senator Faki is very busy, Mr. Speaker. So even, Mr. Speaker, as we support this motion, I think it's a straightforward matter. I want to request, Mr. Speaker, if we adopt, I don't know our standing orders, maybe you can use your power, that these 90 days, let us be told who stole this issue, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, there is this small matter where there seems to be political intolerance, Mr. Speaker. As we speak, Mr. Speaker, one of the thin red members of parliament, aspirant by the name Engineer Shadrach Maritim, has disappeared, Mr. Speaker. Is there a problem, Mr. Speaker? Another day, there is a young man called Ken Maswai from Kapseret constituency was clobbered. And he spilled blood all over, more than what Jesus Christ split on the cross, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I think as a country, let us preach peace, let us bring tolerance. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support and thank you for your indulgence. I know you are a wise man. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Fernandez, observe relevance whenever you're making your contributions. Senator Mandago. Senator Manzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the senator for Eldoret familiarizes himself.
Senator Mandago, you are out of order. You don't cross that way.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, this is a very important matter. And it is not the only matter whereby World Bank has funded projects, and after funding projects, the same happens. In fact, the projects funded under Ministry of Agriculture, instead of devolving them to the counties, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Agriculture, with similar projects and funded by various bodies, will pretend to go to the county and do these projects there. And quite a number of them, and especially water plants like this one, Mr. Speaker, they have ended up half done or CP water or with a problem or another, yet the project is completed, contractors fully paid, and they leave. I believe there must be a sense of responsibility, Mr. Speaker. If we want to give the people of Kenya water, then let's finish the project, Mr. Speaker. Many parts of the country are dry. And if we properly irrigated our country or even supplied people with water, you first solve the problem of diseases by more than half. Because when there is sufficient clean water, then diseases disappear. Many diseases attack people for lack of water, for staying thirsty, and for lack of clean water. And therefore, having a dam of this magnitude in Busia County would go a long way, and this is a county which fairly rains well, will go a long way into helping very many people, into improving livelihoods of people. But unfortunately, this did not happen, Mr. Speaker. The dam was abandoned halfway. Ordinarily, it is very expensive, and we must look at our relationship with the organizations which are funding our projects. The moment contractors behave irresponsibly, then there's bound to be a problem. And even if they are World Bank funded, Mr. Speaker, as they get to the counties, then I believe the county has a very big aspect to do with water. Water is devolved. Land is, to a good extent, devolved. And also, Mr. Speaker, agriculture is devolved. And therefore, whichever ministry is dealing with this organization, Mr. Speaker, we must make sure there is delivery on ground, because the more we do not deliver, the more we abandon projects halfway, the more many people will not like to partner with us to do projects for the benefit of the people. And therefore, this is one case, Mr. Speaker, which ended up in a petition coming before the House, before the committee dealing with land. And it's a matter, Mr. Speaker, as a Senate, we should see its end. that after we make our recommendations here, Mr. Speaker, we want to see people prosecuted. Unfortunately, there has been a big fight as to whether it is EACC to prosecute or to investigate. And when these reports go to the DPP for approval of prosecution, then things start going around in circles. And because the DPP has power to prosecute or not to prosecute any individual in the country, then it has ended up discouraging a lot of people from even pursuing corruption cases. It is also true, Mr. Speaker, witnesses related to corruption cases died, disappeared, and a lot of people left afraid to testify. I had one case, Mr. Speaker, of whereby a witness who was halfway giving evidence on the National Land Commission disappeared from the premises of the National Land Commission and was found 2 days later, dead in Gong Hills. This is about 2 years ago, during the Corona time, actually. And this was, and that matter ended there. No one was ever convicted. This was a key witness. Therefore, many people also fear. So as much as we give recommendation here for action to be taken, many people, Mr. Speaker, also fear now to go and confront people who are doing bad things into the country. And I think the witness protection program must become stronger in this country. And then also, the DPP's office has to be very firm. Where there is sufficient evidence, there are no sacred cows. Let those people face the law, and in the minimum, let them do retribution. Let them return to the state what the state has lost. And I think if that offer was there, and somebody has a choice between prosecution or refunding part of the money, most probably they will refund the money other than face prosecution. A plea bargain of some sort, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, it is not enough for this House to vote and make recommendations, but it must also, see the end of it. The necessary investigative bodies to do their job, and the prosecuting body, the DPP's office, to do what is right and send these people to jail so that others may not play around with Kenyans, with the property of Kenyans, with the benefit of Kenyans conferred to them by World Bank. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Senator Faki, you may proceed to reply, having moved the motion. My dashboard is clear. Well, the mover is already taken to the floor.
Mheshimiwa Spika, Senator Olekina alikuwa amenidokezea kwamba angependa kuchangia hii hoja.
Kindly give him an opportunity.
Kwa hivyo naomba umpe fursa. Thank you.
Proceed, Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and for your magnanimity, Senator Faki, in allowing me to comment on this very, very important motion. Mr. Speaker, the role of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission in this Kenya has been misunderstood. And in most cases, you'll find that when projects are investigated where there is either misuse of public funds or there is a collusion, the people who end up suffering are the citizens. Because either whatever is discovered is maintained in the EACC offices, and projects which are supposed to benefit individuals end up just being white elephant projects. Mr. Speaker, as I comment on this petition by a citizen in terms of the misuse of World Bank funded projects, and you see what people don't understand is that anything given by the World Bank is a loan. Anything given by the World Bank comes with conditions. In fact, most of the additional allocation that we send to the counties are normally conditioned that that money has got to be spent strictly on the project which is intended. Mr. Speaker, the importance of petitions to the Senate by citizens has always been misunderstood, both by this House and also by the citizens. Because the question that comes out is, what happened next? Let me appreciate the work which is being done by the distinguished senator from Mombasa, Mohamed Munyihaji Faki. Because for the last sittings, about 6 or so sittings, the distinguished senator has been sitting here giving this House reports on petitions that have been brought by citizens. And these petitions are brought solely because of the issue of accountability and transparency. I think it's about time that we now amend our standing orders so that if this House now vote for a report that has been submitted by a committee, despite the fact of us not having an implementation committee, the committee that submits that report ensures that they immediately work with the Secretariat and report back to this House on the implementation metrics that they'll come up with. Mr. Speaker, I was sitting here keenly listening to Senator Faki when he was moving the report. And my good friend, Senator Sifuna, came and called me. And he said to me that the former Speaker of Parliament, Ole Kaparo, was waiting for me in my office. And when I went to see him, he gave me his book that he's written. And I want to encourage all of us to get a copy of this book. And he said to me, I want you to read the last paragraph. And it's quite interesting that what he told me to read, Mr. Speaker, relate fairly to the current generation that we have. You know, a lot of people think that you can do anything today and no one will know. And he told me, read this last paragraph, in which I want to read, Mr. Speaker. He said, today, younger generation is the best gift Kenya has to right the wrongs of the past because they live in the golden age of increased knowledge. The world is expanding into a boundless village on account of the internet, which connects people around the world in ways that have seemed magical to their forebears. Mr. Speaker, before, people will just misuse public funds and there's no accountability of transparency. And when the anti-corruption investigates, that even if it goes to court, it will stay there over and over and over. When you now read what Ole Kaparo has written here, and you juxtapose it to the current situation on this petition, the first thing that you must ask yourself is this. Hypothetically, if EACC are able to recover any money, will that money go back to complete that dam? Or will that money just be sent back to Treasury? Or EACC will just maybe make a deal, keep the money? Ultimately, what will happen? So, Speaker Kaparo has told us that the younger generation know, and that is why everyone is coming to the Senate to be able to bring a petition. But what we have not been able to answer is that how do we guarantee the petitioner that this House will give a solution? There is absolutely no way that we can guarantee that petitioner when there is a big question mark on the powers that this House have today. There is a big question mark on the power that the judiciary has today. Those two, and I want to repeat this, Mr. Speaker, that unless now we become bold enough and to make sure that whatever this House pronounces, if we vote, right now we are busy looking for senators to come in so that we can vote and adopt the report tabled by the distinguished senator from Mombasa. But what happens if we are not bold enough to give this House the power that has been donated to it by the Constitution. Speaker Kaparo says there'll be a revolution. And in this time, we will not be able to stop it. So, fellow senators, it is wrong that conditional grants, money donated, money loaned for specific projects are misused and nothing happened. I want to plead with the chair of Lands, Senator Faki, who is also an accomplished lawyer, to do things differently this time around, to show that this House has got indeed a lot of power, that we can be able to make sure that when EACC recovers any money, that money, this House direct that money goes back to complete that project. Because otherwise we will not be doing anything. So to conclude, Mr. Speaker, I want to end by saying that we must now develop the will to fight for this House to regain its power. And whatever motion we pass here, because Senate only pronounces itself through bills and motions. Whatever motion we pass in this House, it doesn't just become a piece of paper or literature, or it doesn't just become moot. It must come out with action, and it must bite. So EACC, the ball is on your court. But remember, it is this House that gives you power. And Senator Faki, if we have to amend the EACC Act so that whatever money they recover from their investigation, it goes back to benefit the people who are being investigated, so be it. So since we know motions can be taken lightly, we pass so many motions here. One of the motions which I worked so heavily, Mr. Speaker, to pass was a motion on pending bills. You know? And now, what happened to that motion? Was it implemented? No. It now boils down to the fact that if I want it to be implemented, it's for me to use my money, go to court, and get court orders to compel. Then where is the power of parliament then? So, Mr. Speaker, Senator Faki has an opportunity to start giving this House powers, to regain the powers that we have as Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Faki, now you should reply. And you donate the time? You the one who donated the time?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to thank all the senators who have contributed. Senator Murango, who was my member of the Lands Committee, Senator Cherargei, who has been very passionate about our reports, and he has been able to contribute in all the reports that we have been able to table in this House. Senator Manzo and Senator Olekina. Mr. Speaker, sir, earlier when we were discussing, members were contributing to the statement by Senator Sifuna on the alleged grabbing of the Jamhuri Park land. Several issues were raised. And our committee only says of the matter when the matters are referred to us through this House. And we are willing. Last week on Monday, we traveled to Meru with you, Honorable Speaker. And in Meru, one of the petitioners explained to us that there are about 230 plots, which translates to about 1,735 acres of land that belong to the Meru County government, which have been grabbed by private individuals. But unless we have that information in writing in this House, we may not be able to move much. So I want to thank them for contributing to this report. Mr. Speaker, sir, our recommendations are there, and we are going, once the report is approved, we are going to have a matrix of implementation together with the other reports which were adopted last week, so that our reports within a period of 90 days, we shall be having regular briefs to the House whenever we present our report for the quarter. We shall be presenting also our reports on how the reports are being implemented. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the issue of recovery of money which has been misappropriated through the EACC, yes, that has been a problem. In fact, the prosecutions sometimes are derailed by the office of the ODPP. A case in point is the case of the former governor for Migori, where the EACC is insisting on prosecution of Mr. Obado, while the ODPP are willing to plea bargain and withdraw the charges in return for the money that is going to be, the assets that have been recovered from Mr. Obado. Mr. Speaker, sir, in such a scenario, for instance, the assets amount to about 400 million. Now, this was money which was meant for the county of Migori, but now that money is coming to the treasury, and in the treasury, it is now going to be reallocated and budgeted for. Yet, the people of Migori have lost an opportunity to have development projects with that money. The same should be applied to this Changara water project. Any amount recovered should go back to Busia County, because that money was for the people of Busia and for the Changara water plant project. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to reply, and pursuant to Standing Order number 66.3, request for the deferment of putting of the question to a later date. Thank you.
Very well. Your request is granted. Next one.
Order number 19, motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wanaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustice and illegal alienation of LR number 7153-1, 7153-2, 7153-R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County.
Chairperson, Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources. Move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I move that the Senate do adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical land injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7153-1, 7153-2, 7153-R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, this was a petition received from the family of Mbogo's family regarding those 3 parcels of land. Their prayers were that the Senate committee recommends to the National Land Commission to consider reinvestigating the claims of historical land injustices regarding these parcels of land to its logical conclusion. And number 2, that the committee recommends that immediate cessation of any forced evictions towards the petitioners. Mr. Speaker, sir, this matter, at the time we had the petition, had already been submitted to the National Land Commission, who have a mandate under the Constitution to investigate land and historical injustices. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are also several matters which were pending before the High Court in Kiambu and Nairobi, and therefore our hands are a bit tied. So we have recommended, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the National Land Commission do proceed and conclude the investigations on this land, or no before the 30th of December 2025, that there be no further evictions of the Mbogo family from the lands that are mentioned in this petition. These are parcels number LR number 7153-1, 7153-2, 7153-R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move and ask Senator Issa Juma Boy of Kwale County to second this report. Thank you.
Senator Issa Boy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I second. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustices and illegal rendition of LR number 7153/1, 7153/2, 7153/R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th October 2025. I want to give an opportunity for senators to contribute to the motion and give their comments. But so far, none is on my dashboard. Okay. Senator Olekina.
Mr. Speaker, let me appreciate Senator Faki for the good work that he has been doing. In fact, when people are awarded medals or honors, they should be looking at the kind of work that these senators are doing here. Mr. Speaker, this petition is important, and I'm happy that the Lands Committee has given recommendations. And sometimes it is very difficult for the Senate to be able to give recommendations on matters that come to this House, and there are so many other legal issues surrounding it. Having so many cases in court relating to the same land is something which makes it very difficult for the Senate to give recommendation that will be rewarding to the petitioners. I want to urge the petitioners to read carefully the findings of the Senate on this matter. They can utilize the findings of these cases to build up their case. But meanwhile, that subdivision of that piece of land in a cooperative has to be done in the right way. So I want to urge the gentleman from Kiambu County to engage thoroughly NLC, the National Land Commission, which I know currently there are a few commissioners who are being vetted, and I hope that the President will move expeditiously and appoint new commissioners. I believe there are about 3. And also, it is very interesting, Mr. Speaker, because sometimes when we have commissioners and their term comes to an end, or the changes, but when we have big deals, particularly surrounding the SGR, you'll find that some commissioners will decide to go to court and challenge their removal. How do you challenge being removed when you have been appointed? How do you challenge? You just let go. This is what is delaying. And I'm pretty sure there are so many cases in the NLC that cannot be concluded because the commission, as it is fighting on its own. Others have gone to court to challenge their removal or the changes. So maybe what you can do, Mr. President, is to proceed and appoint 3 of them, while the rest who have gone to court, you wait until court makes a decision. But ultimately, the people who end up suffering are citizens. Because when you're put somewhere, you're not just put there so that you can be able to go there and benefit or line your pocket. Why would you fight the appointing authority? If you are given an opportunity to serve, serve. If you are told go home, go home. Unless it's the citizens who have elected you. When the citizens elect you, there is a time frame. 5 years, if they're not happy with your job, they take you home. But any appointed position, you can be changed at any given time. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge the petitioner to read the findings of the Senate